And with us today is the Executive Director of Nucleus Children Trust, Kariuki. He's going to share with us their journey towards sustainability with Legal Resources Foundation.
After being trained or having been trained by Legal Resources, that is in 2006, I was inspired by the core values of the organization, and that is networking, equity, integrity, and solidarity with the vulnerable persons. And that's where I began my job. I didn't come back to ask for money to implement what had been imparted in me, but I started straight away thinking on how I can create or develop more paralegals at the grassroots level. We were given a lot of exposure by the Legal Resources Foundation. All the baselines as human rights researchers, I was involved, and that earned me to observe the elections, that is in 2007 as a regional coordinator in Western, and I believe I did a very good job. After that, there were chaos, and Lugari was highly hit, meaning the clientele I was trying to serve became more vulnerable. That's the women and children. We worked with the Department of Children's Service to identify, you have always been told about the IDPs. We used to have IDCs, that is the internally displaced children. Children who were separated and accompanied during violence. Our organization has been able to protect such children and reunify them with their families. Like last year, we were able to reunify 60 of them. This year, we have reunified 30 such children. We have been able to attend to at least 126 persons affected by gender violence. That is last year. Currently, we have a population of about 65 that we have attended until today. We have been able also to be accepted by other organizations to implement our programs, just because we have the paralegalism concept, because it is that capacity that addresses the cross-cutting issues in HIV and AIDS program. That has also brought us to work with the Office of the President, that's the NAC. We have been able to get funding from NAC. We have also been able to get funds from the US Embassy, that's the United States President's Emergency Fund. And all those projects, we have put the paralegal concept in them. We have also been able now to be funded by the USAID and the AFIA Plus. And also, we have also worked with AMREF that has been working with us for 3 years now, and they have been able to support our paralegal activity. And we have, by last year, AMREF earned us the first overall organization that is doing child protection in the country. We have a certificate with us here. After working with the government, I told you life was not the same immediately we started working with LRF. We used to do confrontation with government officials. But after 2006, we started working together, collaborating. And all that period that we worked with the government, they were able to recognize that I had done an exemplary job working with the children, and I was able, the president earned me the head of state commendation for protecting children. Also, after the other stakeholders and organizations realized that I was also giving an input and I was becoming an asset with a legal kind of recipe, the Red Cross elected me to serve into their National Executive Board. So I'm the youngest man serving in that board. Legal Resources started working with or partnered with Equitas. I managed to undergo an interview or applied, and I was taken, and I did not let Legal Resources behind. After having been an alumni of the East African Human Rights Education Program alumni, I participated in the International Human Rights Education Photo Contest, and I was awarded the exceptional photo certificate by the Equitas. So in Kenya, I was able to represent everybody who participated. So Currently, what we are doing, we are bringing change to the grassroots. Legal Resources has engaged itself in developing policies and acts that protect children, especially the Sexual Offences Act. Down there, we are trying to see that every person implicated with sexual offenses, they are invoking that law. And I want to tell you, we have 9 defilement cases that are now being tried on the same. One person has been jailed life. He just died the other day in Naivasha prison. Now you can see, we are not like the human rights activists in Nairobi. We live in the community. And those people who defile or affect or violate the rights of the child are our neighbors. So we also become very vulnerable. Legal Resources Foundation has gone a step ahead to empower us or train us in human rights defenders, in a protection training. We underwent that training and we are able to cope up with the situation at the grassroots. Just arresting a neighbor and you continue shaking hands. Currently, we are now attending to children. Our training that we received at the Legal Resources, they are just asked us one question. Are you the people who just shout in town, or do you have a client? And we went down, now we are having a client as an organization. We are working with 800 households. That is 468 are female-headed households, and the rest are the men or male-headed households. We are working with 2,500 orphans and vulnerable children. And what are we doing? We are ensuring that those children at least are monitored and are accessing at least 3 basic standards or services provided by the service providers. That is in areas of education. There is the Millennium Development Goal. Every child within our area now is accessing free primary education. And they are not being sent away like other children because we are talking to the school committees. Every child within our area is accessing free medical service. Like for the last year, we were able to refer 138 cases to the medical area, and they didn't pay even a shilling because it's again provided in our constitution. I believe it's Article 53. It says nobody should be denied such a service, and we are working with them. They have ended up involving me into the health committees, whereby we continue sharing that. All defilement cases in our area, the issue of P3 was an issue they were paying. We have been able to take them through the Sexual Offences Act, and counseling services and filling the P3 form is now free of charge. As we are talking, donors are coming to us and are asking us, how are you doing these things? And we also have a sustainability component within our organization. We have been able to get a tent. We are hiring it. It is giving us at least 350, I don't know how to read money, 300 and 500, 350,000 shillings per year. We also have a beekeeping project for sustainability that was funded by PEPFAR. And it's also is able to give us 500,000 shillings per year. We are also now we have been given by USAID a greenhouse. We are doing green smart agriculture, protecting the environment and supporting the most vulnerable persons in the society. We are operating with a very small budget and big budget of 3 million, and we are able to provide a sustainability input of 1/3 of the same. Thank you very much. Najivunia kuwa Legal Resource.